Hi everyone, it's Carrie, and today I am answering the gender tag questions. If you're not familiar with this project, there is a link in the description, but it is basically 10 questions that I ask people to talk about their gender experience and their gender expression. So, without further ado, here we go. Question number 1, how do you self-identify your gender, and what does that definition mean to you? For myself, I identify as polygender, or multigender, which is experiencing multiple identities, male and female, sometimes fluidly, mostly all together, that own gender experience of experiencing it together, on, off, all over the spectrum, all the time. However, I do also use and am comfortable with other people using terms like genderqueer or non-binary. I've been using androgynous a little bit more because I think people, like the common definition of it, explains to people my gender sometimes better than those other terms if they're not well versed on gender in general. Question number 2, what pronouns honor you? They, them. They, them, their, those are my pronouns. Question number 3, describe the style of clothing that you most often wear. To preface, clothing is not gendered. Anyone can wear any clothing regardless of gender. That said, my style tends to be gender neutral to more typically what you would describe as masculine, depending on the context of the situation. Casually, it's t-shirts and jeans or button-ups and jeans, Chuck Taylors, or maybe like a nice ankle boot because I like to look good. And if I have to be dressed up, it's more of a traditionally masculine look, button-up, like slim fit shirts. Ties, I've been into bow ties. I used to hate bow ties, but now I'm kind of getting on board with them finally. And shoes, again, are very important. I'm a huge fan of Dr. Martens. I've got black and brown ankle boots. I have brogues. I have a super shiny pair of purple patent leather Docs I don't get to wear very often, but they're sweet. And they last forever. Like, they're expensive and you have to break them in, but then you have really nice shoes for like 25 or 35 years probably. But anyways, so I did wear, I don't typically dress overly feminine, even though I really like the look of like really like guys with like their big beards and then they'll wear like makeup or dresses. Like, I like that look on people, but I can't pull it off, obviously. But I did wear a skirt. It was like this long, flowy, like t-shirt material skirt, and it was super comfortable. And I actually was pretty like okay in it. And I thought, oh, I could get a few of these skirts and like I mix them up with stuff and like really kind of gender bend my clothing a little bit more if I find more of those skirts. It was kind of cool. But mostly that more, like I said, if I'm dressed up, I like to look super dapper, like waistcoat or vest, bow tie, suit coat, like the whole 9 yards. Okay, that's enough about clothes. Question number 4, talk about choices with body hair. How do you style your hair? Usually slightly better than this, either kind of this messy look or like the pompadour, but it's getting really long on top, so it's harder to pull off that pompadour. Yeah, that's it. I like my hair short, but I am super vain about it and I like it to look good, and so I have to make an appointment with my stylist, who's really hard to book because she's really awesome. She's always booked. Anyways, body hair, do you have facial hair? What do you choose to shave, not shave? I shave my face maybe not very often, just when I need to, and that's it. And I trim some things, but no, I don't really, whatever, don't really shave. Question number 5, talk about cosmetics. Do you choose to wear makeup? No, I hate wearing makeup. I've had to wear it, like for, like if you're under stage lights ever, which I've done some video and some like stage stuff, and I can like feel it, like even just a little bit of mascara or like a little bit of lipstick, like I can feel it on me the entire time and I can't stand it. And I get like why you need it in those scenarios, and if you like to wear it to express yourself, good for you, but I don't know, like I can't deal with the feeling of it. Do you paint your nails? No, and I have like tons of times because I really like the look of painted nails on other people. And then I paint my nails and it just looks really weird and wrong and it bothers me, and then I end up taking it off and I finally gave up for now. I'll probably try again in the future. And what types of soaps and perfumes do you use, if any? I like really super clean smelling things. I just really like them, but I also, those seem very gender neutral scents to me. Like they're not overly like the manly scents, like I don't know, that always have to do like with the outdoors or like weird things, or like super like flowery or powdery scents. I don't like those either. So like body soap, I just look for like a clean smelling scent. I vary a lot on the brands. I actually have one that's a cedar wood right now, which I guess is a man scent that I actually really like because it's not like over the top manly. And I wear some, I guess, colognes, I don't know, perfumes. The one that is like my more daily one is called, the brand is Clean, and I like this entire line. But the one that I wear the most is Air, so Clean Air, because it's a very like just nice, clean scent. Like you can tell you're wearing something, but it's just nice and fresh. I don't know. And then I've got another one of theirs called Cotton that I really liked. But now when I wear it, I have like that like powdery undertone to it, so I haven't been wearing it. And then I do have one that's a bit more feminine if I'm having like, I want to smell a little more girly today. And the brand is Philosophy. I think it's called Celebrate. But it's still pretty clean. It just has like that touch of something that makes it slightly more feminine to me, but mostly it's still a clean scent. Yeah, anyways, that was a lot of questions to answer in one. Question number 6. Have you experienced being misgendered, and if so, how often? Well, I use they, them pronouns and am genderqueer. So if I am in public, which I am quite often, I am pretty consistently misgendered, either as just female or just male, because people just make assumptions based on either my body type or I don't know, whatever cue they pick up on that makes them choose to call me ma'am or sir. However, if I'm with people I know, because I am now out, school, my internship, friends, everywhere, it's rare. Like people are pretty good about it. They do slip up, but it's not like the people that have known me since before transition especially are the ones more apt to slip up, but it's pretty uncommon. And like I can correct them where they'll usually just catch it and fix it. So it sucks, but it happens. Question 7, do you experience dysphoria, and how does that affect you? Yes, so there's body dysphoria and social dysphoria. And until some of my medical choices, I had some really bad physical dysphoria, body dysphoria, and it sucked. And it really sucked because I'm an extrovert and I like to go out and meet people and do things. But there are times where it wouldn't prevent me from doing things. It wasn't quite that bad, but I would question it and I would consider not doing things that I wanted to do because my dysphoria would be so bad on some days. On other days, it would maybe not be quite as terrible, or I was just going out with people that I knew, so I was maybe a bit more comfortable. I don't know. It was terrible, and I guess I have like little things of it maybe that might come up, but it's not anywhere as terrible as it used to be. And then social dysphoria is more about like the misgendering and how I'm being perceived, and that I think just it varies. Like there are days that it really can bother me, and there are other days that I kind of am just over it. So hopefully everyone gets to that point where you can just be over it all of the time. I'm not there yet either, so it's fine. Question number 8, talk about children. Are you interested in having children? Would you want to carry a child if that were an option for you? And do you want to be the primary caretaker for any children you may have? No, to all of those questions. I don't want children. I think carrying a child would be an absolutely terribly horrible, horrifying experience. So if you have done it or are planning on doing it, that's amazing. No thank you. I would never want to do that. And I would want to, if I were in a situation where I was suddenly responsible for children for some reason, I would want to like have a shared responsibility. I wouldn't want to be a primary caretaker. No, that is a big no to that question. Question number 9, and I've never wanted kids, oddly enough. But anyways, question number 9, talk about money. Okay. This question, all right, is it important this question, like I want to answer it one way, but the truthful answer is interesting. It's interesting because I wouldn't have thought of it in a gendered way. So, talk about money. Is it important to you to provide for a family financially if you choose to have one? Is it important to you that you earn more than any partner you may have? Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? And are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offer to pay for you? So I want to say that I would like my financial situation to be pretty equal and everyone contributes equally, which that part is true. But when I started thinking about this, like, why is this a question on a gender tag? So, you know, I was like, oh, like the idea like the man has to pay for everything kind of thing. But the idea that a partner of mine would make significantly more or have like a significantly more prestigious job kind of bothers me. And I think it's because I am a super competitive person, but I'm mostly competitive with myself. So I would feel like if this person can do this, then why haven't I done that? Which is ridiculous. I know, it's ridiculous. Like, I would like to be like, oh, it'd be great, they can pay for everything if they're super rich. I mean, if they were super rich, maybe. But I would feel like I like needed to compete with them, I think. But the flip of that is like the questions about like paying for things like dates. I enjoy paying for other people quite a bit, but the flip of that is I can also appreciate when other people do those things for me. So like that, I kind of just like when that's pretty equal. But that's interesting. Like, I don't know if that's a gender thing about the money or if that's just I'm a really unnecessarily competitive person about dumb things like that. That's interesting. Okay, question 10, last one. Anything else you want to share about your experience with gender? Watch this channel because I talk about just that pretty exclusively. I would say my experience with gender is that it's still very binary. And I continue to say that I'm super lucky and privileged that I'm in a lot of spaces where people just roll with like my being genderqueer and using they them pronouns. And like I'm in situations where people have asked me my pronouns, or like it's just a normal thing. And sometimes people will ask me to expand on, like if I say I use they them, they might ask how I identify. But it's just like, oh, they're just trying to clarify so they know how to like address me and if they should refer to me in a certain way or whatever. Like I can't, like even at my internship when I was like, oh, I'm genderqueer and I use they them pronouns, it was just like, okay, and there was not, like they didn't have any real serious follow-up questions other than like, why didn't you tell us immediately? And that was because I forgot to email them when I thought I had. But yeah, like my experience with gender has been pretty great. I mean, it's like the dysphoria and like figuring out all the trans stuff, like there are aspects of that suck, but at the same time, like I enjoy who I am and I like who I am, and I like that I've become more comfortable. I've always been super comfortable expressing my gender, but I feel like I'm at a point where society reads my gender a little bit better. And so I really like that I'm where I'm at in like my transition process and socially with everyone where I'm at. So that's it. That's my gender tag.